Hello people on YouTube, it's your boy Skinny Penis with Gouden. We're doing more and more ships. Probably at some point I have to play some ships again and again and again. But for now, we still have a lot to grind through. To at least show it off once, I guess. Obviously, the more I play, the more different games you will have. Some long-lasting ones, some blowouts, some kites, some pushes. In any case, we're playing Gouden. We're playing into submarine carrier. In this situation, actually, the carrier isn't that much of a problem. We do have good AA. We are running obviously a spec that increases the strike power of this ship. Sadly, there's not a lot in this game, particularly that we're really effective at sniping unless it goes stationary. Like this is very unlikely in terms of cruisers to go stationary. The GK doesn't really eat that much damage from the bombs itself, but maybe we can go through fires. The best target would probably be the Yamato, because he's also going to be a whole lot... it's a whole lot more likely that he's stationary. So yeah, maybe I can go close to the island in front of me. That really depends on the Marceau and the Hayate and where they move, because in this scenario we spawn completely alone with two destroyers, so if I get spotted here as the only let's say heavier ship, I'm obviously receiving the entire focus fire. Yeah, depending on what the carrier is going to spot on the other side, I might go towards the rock. For me it's interesting where the Shimmer and the Haaland is, because if I go to the rock and the Shimmer and the Haaland go into the flank, I do run the risk of being perma-torped. And, well, ka-ching! Great gameplay. My two destroyers are both going towards the cap. We hate flanks. We hate flanks because we're a wee bit demented in our brains. We got lobotomized somewhere in the past. We're both running into the same cap, both destroyers. So there's no spotting on the flank. Our carrier also doesn't go there. And the Marceau is already spotted, so it's a very high likelihood that the Shimmer or Haaland is on the flank permatorping me. I have no means of spotting that at all with Gouden myself. I can only essentially fight that with hydroacoustic surge. Then again, both battleships are also on the other flank, so this is gonna be a weird game for sure. HE loaded. I hope I get a nice little shot on the Alvaro, the Bazaar. You're not really doing that much damage. The Napoli is in drop range, so I'm going to try and get permafires. You're never going to do a whole lot of damage on Napoli. The Napoli deck isn't pennable. We have 37, 38 pen. I don't know, there's like a rounding error. So yeah, like we get 0 damage, but we get the fires. So if you pop the insta DCP, we might get permas here. Exactly. Actually, we got AK. There were a lot of bombs on his ass or nose there. We got the perma fire. So he's already down a fair bit of HP. But obviously our reload is super long. It's not like a it's not like the Trump that has fast reload. So now that there's more teammates arriving, I can move into the flank again. I want to shoot the Alvaro. That was pretty worthless, honestly, to get spotted here again. But Yamato and GK both sit on the other side, so there's essentially no risk of any sort of crossfire. As you can see here, there's the Shimmer. I'm gonna pop Hydro. That is fucked. I think I can turn in between these. Yep. I don't know, this guy seems... he's not turning further in. I don't have the penetration angles to Citadel Yoshino at that range, so I'm just gonna keep HE loaded. Our Vincent is already working on him. We got a double fire there. I don't know if he has DCP. Doesn't look like it. He took a whole lot of damage before that, so... Napoli's running into the cab. I gotta get ready for this. For now I'm not gonna use my drops. I have to go around the corner real fast to get shots on the Napoli. Is the guy still burning with a double fire? I think the Vincent finishes him off here. So gonna shoot him once. The Vincent? No, the Vincent got a Citadel even. I mean, the Napoli has to angle towards the GK up here. There are also probably torps from that direction, so I'm going to go and get into his broadside now. Gouden can't Citadel Napoli at that range. I'm hydering all the torpedoes. He got one shot by the Vincent. Sad we couldn't get the damage there. At least we can dodge all the torps and also spot the torps for our team. So that's pretty decent. Well, our Vincent played that pretty strong. Pushed in. Two cruisers horribly misplayed, and the Vincent just essentially nuked them immediately. That was pretty good. We obviously have the issue here that their submarine may be pretty decent, or a pretty decent player, and Gouden has essentially zero means of fucking with the submarine. I have crappy ass ship-based ASW. They do a lot of damage, but you're not really gonna get above a submarine without losing all your HP, so what's the point of it really? Doesn't make sense. I'm trying to get over to this rock and camp it maybe, to be able to drop the GK. Maybe get some shots on the Yinan. Maybe he smokes up. Maybe he turns in. That would be great. Come on, turn in. Keep turning. I don't know if my shells are fast enough. I mean, my dispersion is definitely bad, but I think one Citadel is already enough. We get 0 damage. Oh wait, the Malta is full of broadside. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm just trying to get into cover from the torpedo DDs. I don't want them to torp me at all. Can we get spotting maybe? I've actually torped here. Don't have hydro running. I don't have anything in drop range. Gotta go a wee bit more aggressive. Okay, the Malta spotted again. I hope for really good dispersion, because that thing definitely pops. I think I'm the one spotting him, by the way. Yeah, look, look, look. Oh, yeah. Quad Sid. We're getting really good damage. Malta pops super easy. Wait. I didn't pop my defe. That was stupid. Oh, Vincent killed him. Okay, that guy's unspotted again. So switch to HE. Doesn't really matter. He's not gonna get spotted ever again. Yamato's full HP in base. We're looking really good for the game, but there's no point in me pushing further now because I'm just gonna expose myself to potential crossfires. I'm gonna use one drop, and when this runs to 0, I'm gonna use the second one so we can get the insta perma. I have to use it right now, otherwise he's turning out of my range. We get fires? Nope, but we get 8k. It's not that bad. We can also shoot his broadside here with AP. No, we can't because this island is blocking. Well, I'm just gonna camp here now. Safe from torps. Essentially all angles covered. Can nose peek the GK who doesn't overmatch me that much. It's also heavily suffering, to be honest. Already at 80k. The only way we get a lot of damage here is if either the GK doesn't get shot at by any teammate, which is very unlikely because there's a Vincent behind me and that guy seems to know what he's doing. We're not penetrating main armor belt. That was stupid actually to aim for waterline. That doesn't make sense on on German BBs. You have to aim for upper belt, definitely. Completely safe here from torpedoes. Nothing's really going to happen. Just camping this. And the moment like the GK or so dies, I'm a pop Hydra and then run around the corner. Their Yamato is definitely not a viable target. He's not gonna come out, he's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna DCP the fire, chance it on me not getting more. Yeah, well, to be honest, time to camp, time to do nothing. Our Marceau is blocking the DDs from entering behind us. The Yamato doesn't have cross shots because of the island. The GK is running it in and killing himself. Puerto Rico is going into Narnia. I'm still doing 4 non-penetrations on the GK. Fucking really great RNG here. I mean, I guess at least we're in 90k, huh? The pop hydro, no torpedoes. I mean, the guy didn't really reverse far enough to torp. Going to turn my guns to the right, running at the Yamato, trying to get him into drop range. I have 2 drops ready, so I can definitely get permafires, which would be obviously the goal here. Best would be even if my Marceau starts spamming him and procs the DCP on his own, so that I can use both drops for potential permafires. obviously really nice that their carriers did. Nice. We got a Citadel. Zero hits. I'm still running Hydro. Gotta be careful though now. DCP. Gotta move out into the Yamato. But I have the HP to do so. I can also pre-heal since I still have 4. Hydro running. Yamato just shot, so I get time to angle in. But I don't want to sit there because the funny Yinan has torpedo angles, so he's just gonna kill me there essentially. I'm gonna use our drop on the Yamato again, even though he's already running a fire. I wanna get the alpha because I'm actually expecting to die pretty fucking soon here. The double fire from the Yinan didn't really help out. 20 seconds for another drop. I hope he shoots belt for some reason. I missed that completely. Yinan isn't shooting me anymore, so I'm actually gonna DCP the double fire to maybe stay alive for longer. It's very unlikely I get fires here, to be honest. I hope he doesn't eat those deep water torps, to be honest, so I can get the damage. But okay, heal. Got another fire. Don't know what it's a damage race essentially. What hits first, deep waters or my strike? My strike that did 0 damage. Now he's eating the deep waters. Yeah, well, as long as the Puerto doesn't shoot me, I should be kind of fine. Okay, that was the most bullshit Citadel I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't really a sit, was it? Another sit on that guy, but I'm double fired again, and I'm dead. Well, personally, I mean, I could have definitely killed the Yinan here in a 1 versus 1. I also would have been fine against the Haaland. The problem here in this scenario really was the Puerto from downtown, like literally downtown south, getting this weird ass sit. I mean, sadly we can't see the Citadel position anymore, but he definitely hit super aft of the ship. But because there was desync, I would assume now on the server, this Puerto gets the Citadel because my ship was like still behind, lacking behind on the server for him, while I was actually already moving forward. That's something that is pretty known, but to be honest, you can't really work around it. Like, while you're playing the game, you're not adjusting. It doesn't make sense. Like, you're playing on the basis of what you're currently seeing in terms of your cruiser, like where your cruiser is and how you angle, and it doesn't make sense to, like, it's just super counterintuitive to keep in mind or think about, that's a steel camo Yinan, to keep in mind or think about what the server desync would say. Like, if you're playing around that, I don't know, man. You must be 200 IQ MIT students building rockets for Elon Musk, I guess. Otherwise, I don't know how you would do that. Would be interesting to actually see some sort of mod that shows the hitbox while you're actually moving around and how far outside your ship the hitbox is. I assume it's desync. Could have also been internal bounce, though. Internal bouncing also a problem. Shell going into the nose, ricocheting inside the ship, and then going into Citadel, for example, and it even does damage twice. In any case, we're going quickly over the spec. On Gouden, this is exactly the spec I'm running. Looks a bit different because I'm dropping top grade gunner for the 2-point skill here. Like, I want the basic cruiser build, as you can see, with turret traverse, ammo switch, priority target, the 3-pointers and concealment, but I want this because it's like minus 10% reload time on the armament. I mean, the fucking AA buffs or whatever. It's about the 10% on the airdrops, which is around like 7 seconds, I think, on Gouden. 7-8 seconds. Overall, the entire game duration. Also, adrenaline rush kicks in for airstrike armament, says it, airstrike armament reload. And because you have 2 points left, you could take the demolition expert. It's not that viable really. It's not a very good HE spam of the Gouden. Neither does 1% on the bombs do that much. I rather run consumable enhancement, like and go for the hydro flag and the hydro module, and suddenly you're running 2 minutes 25 hydro, which is fucking long. In any case, this is the spec hydro mod. I think it's pretty important. You should get it on Gouden. You obviously play, or you should play airstrike modification. That thing is especially or specifically created for Gouden and makes the airstrike like it buffs the airstrike insanely. Like 25% HP and 20% reload. It's hard to like prop mod is nice. Prop mod is also very important. Any other cruiser prop mod is the way to go, but that module is just too strong. Other stuff is essentially fairly basic, apart from I'm running range. The AP is pretty potent against cruisers, especially cruisers. So having more range, being a better threat in terms of crossfire, is, in my opinion, the way to go. Also, it kinda buffs the dispersion a bit. Like, it's not much, but it helps a bit. I mean, I personally think on Gouden it's kind of noticeable, at least a bit. It's like playing range mod Napoli or Petro. It's also like a little noticeable. Obviously, Gouden dispersion is atrocious most of the times, but it's more about the AP and the crossfire. Like, if I see a Moskva at 18 kilometers or a Stalin, Gouden normally has enough pen to citadel that flat broadside. So, next game, we are running into supership matchmaking with a super carrier actually. Very cool. I obviously enjoy super carriers the most. It's by far my favorite ship type, together with submarines. And we're getting a spawn, which is really great. Seaside on this side with Gouden is a bit lackluster. Like most people are gonna camp like on sea line or further out. The same, and you kind of have to do the same because these islands aren't really playable. But this flank, also with my long-lasting hydro, I can try to attempt to go to the rock here, and that gives me a fast, or like a way forward ship position for my drops. So if they try to play around A in this area, I can definitely do a whole lot of damage over time with the bombs. And I mean, battleship wise, we're also looking pretty good. I pen Iwami, I pen Burg, not completely. I even pen Ohio. I don't do that much to Schlieffen, but the thing with Schlieffen is most likely no fire prevention. I have bomb, like permafire bombs from the bombs on demand, most likely, and he also has a limited amount of DCPs. The cruisers, obviously, you pen most of them, apart from Clausewitz in this scenario. And on DDs, you don't really use them. I mean, an Elbing is kind of... You can kind of catch, like, fat destroyers like Elbing off guard. Because they're, like, not that cautious about what's really happening when they started smoking and farming with AFT. And they're also really fat and immaneuverable. So if I have two drops and I can put them next to each other, I'm covering a large amount of area. So I could definitely get some really juicy damage. Actually, in regards to that, you could also kind of, I mean, you have two options. You can either spread them out, or you can like gamble on your drops being perfectly on target and you stack them both on top of each other. That can kinda one-shot ships like Elbing. I mean, you can definitely do 20-25k with both drops. Depends a bit on the dispersion, really, then. Well, I'm already spotted. It's very unfortunate. The Ohio is kind of on my broadside. Gotta be a wee bit careful about that. Clausewitz looks a wee bit confused. We're getting 9k here. I'm going to actually pop Defe for this. Just for the memes. Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, they have a super carrier. Iwami is still in base. I don't really like that. Can't get a citadel here. I actually get 4 overpens. It's Clausewitz armor moment. Want to get another flat broadside shot, and then I'm going to definitely angle in immediately against the Ohio. Actually, I'm unspotted. That is great. We already did like 20k to that guy. Eagle is going to spot the Ohio for one more shot. Behind, I have to. After that, I have to decide where I'm going on that rock. How I'm going to position. I'm going to accelerate fast. I don't want to eat that drop from the Ohio, to be honest, at all. I can most likely dodge it by going. And this fucking Trump is really trying to perma drop me here. Why am I spotted, by the way? Östergötland in middle, I think, is perma lighting me. Good flank to play into normally. I can stay dark on the rock. Unless the carrier now miraculously decides to go for me, then I have a wee bit of a problem. Other than that, the Trump can't really perma-drop me, and neither is there a torpedo threat. And now we're going to try and attempt to fuck with the Iwami. I hope he just tries to slow down and doesn't accelerate now. That could hurt. I'm really, really interested in what happens now. Wow, that was super, super bad bomb dispersion. I should have waited. Now I didn't get permafires. That were easy permafires, but I was too greedy. I mean, he's dark for now, so it doesn't really matter. Our um, our Z smoked up. I gotta be really careful here about the super carrier if he goes for me. For now we have A. I mean, the Z and me can pretty much hold it for now. The Schlieffen is also still here. The only thing I don't really like is my demented Yamato coming over. Like, for what fucking reason? We already won here. Why would you go over? And I'm probably trying to get into a position where I can kite in some sort. I mean, what I can do is I can reverse here, get angles on this, and the moment the Clausewitz comes around the corner, I mean, obviously have to drop that, because he's gonna farm me from here with either AP or HE. But for now I'm fine to do the funny reverse. I can load HE here. Maybe still get a permafire on the Iwami. Actually I'm spotted now because of the fucking Trump. That guy has some wicked patience to just stay there and play with his airdrop. That's hilarious. Not gonna lie. I mean, oh, the Öster is coming in. I think our carrier is trying to snipe. Man, this guy is really sus, dude. I mean, that guy running in, like, into the cap with his Öster without smoke like that is essentially just killing him. So, I mean, that's essentially just a straight up turbo misplay by that guy. Even beaching now. I hope I get decent dispersion. Just end him right here, right now. I'm going to start dropping the... Oh. Come on, I can kill him here, right? Yikes, sometimes the dispersion do be sus. Okay, we killed that guy. I'm waiting a bit. Like, I'm actually going to concentrate more now on the timing of the bombs, because I need some cooldown of that, so I can then go for permafires on the Ohio. Going to use it soon though. I can't really run out front unless the Ohio shoots at some point. I'm going to drop now because he's like super fast leaving range. Hope that hits. Ah man, fuck this. The super carrier is coming in with the shit bombs. It could hurt. That wasn't that bad. I'll fuck off with them so I can actually go arc. I missed completely. Strong. Strong gameplay by me, to be honest. Man, fucking... Oh, Clausewitz got a nice little salvo on his dumbass. I have a lot of HP, so I'm just going to be open watering for a bit here. I feel too useless on the rock at the moment, because like nothing is really happening. These people are just sitting in base. They're not room moving. I want to do some damage and trade my or offer my HP too, so they are not shooting that much to like on my battleships. Even though my battleships are probably super fine because they're camping bush. I just gotta be careful about the Ohio, but my PT says he's uninterested in what I am currently doing. That's the classic Iwami player, kind of, sitting in base trying to fuck with his shitty torpedoes that he never essentially hits, apart from once in 10 games. But they have 20 cam range, so you gotta use the range, right? I'm collecting a bazillion AA damage because of that trump. Actually, I'm gonna keep reversing because they're the torpedoes. Now here with range mod, I can actually keep shooting him for a wee bit more permafires. I'm just, like, the trump is not opening up, he's pretty useless. I'm just gonna try and get one of the two BBs away from here, so I can play the game a wee bit more freely. The trump is really nothing that I care about too much at the moment. If he would start gunboating me, then I would maybe, yeah, but the scenario, nothing really happening. Sadly, I didn't get the second perma. I'm gonna go dark. I'm gonna shoot the Iwami one last time. Be a slight bit of extra fire damage if I get one, but he's gonna DCP soon again. I'm gonna go dark and go back in. The Clausewitz played like an idiot and killed himself for free. There you go, I'm dark. Also the trump went behind the island. I mean, obviously I'm collecting a bunch of potential damage that isn't really there, and a bunch of AA damage that isn't really there, because it's against the trump airstrikes that don't pen me anyways. He's pretty bad at aiming them. Like, they're super easy to aim on something like a Gouden without propulsion mod, if you just think hard about where to drop and what I'm supposed to do. They're supposedly really easy to aim, but he doesn't really hit me. As you could see, like, I was reversing, and then when he dropped, I was accelerating again, but I still couldn't leave the torpedo, the drop. The drop quadrant. In any case, we're going back to this island now. This island is going to be our best friend. We're going back in. We try to get the bombers on target, obviously, because I have both of them reloaded. I said I'm going to think a wee bit more now about the bomb timing, because I do not wish to waste the drops again without getting permas. This game has been bad in terms of bomb damage, because I'm just straight up not getting the permafires. He DCP'd, I have 2 bomb drops ready. Okay. This is like the perfect, I'm not allowed to fuck it up now. There you go. This should hit pretty hard. And, I mean, the carrier is gonna finish him off with the alpha of the torpedoes anyways, but my bombs hit first, so I get the damage. Right? Yeah, double fire, but the carrier kills him now, sadly. Right? No. Carrier missed. I think the carrier missed. Yeah, the carrier missed, but I got a double perma and 20k alpha. So there you go. The bombs have finally achieved some sort of damage. Shoot him too, just to make sure he dies. He's shitting torps here with the Yoshino, but whatever, I don't really care. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That was a quick and easy death, just because our CV procced his DCP. I aimed the bomb drops well. Obviously, I penetrate him everywhere. That's why I was wondering, the first drops I had on him earlier, the 2 drops, did very little damage for a 32mm battleship that I perfectly hit. This time it did like twice the amount. Okay, actually there is a trump. I'm gonna shoot that one. Very bad salvo there, to be honest. Didn't do damage at all. Okay, I have 1 drop ready, but for now I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it in case there is a. I'm pretty well angled. Oh no. I slowed down into the torpedo. I actually citadeled him because he gave me belly. He's suffering so hard against floods and fires, and he also got citadels, so that I'm actually going to kill him before he gets another shot off. Actually, the carrier kills him before he gets another shot off. Makes my life super easy now, to be honest. Like, I've caught the trump. Like, for a brief amount of time, also especially against battleships, you can definitely tank with angled Gouden. You have a faster heal on it, too. So, yeah, I said, for like burst tanking and just tanking a short amount of time, Gouden isn't half bad. Problem is just if it's HE spam, a lot of HE spam, and it becomes long-term tanking, you're going to fucking die. And this Gouden is... This trump is kinda... really horny for dropping me, dude. Maybe I get a citadel here. Wouldn't really know. I mean, it's a 930 point game. Oh yeah, double citadel. As said, like, you see, like, the AP is potent against flat broadsiding idiots. He's gonna turn away now. Gonna heal again. On this ship, you gotta really remember the heal cooldown is faster, so you have to remember to press it way more often. Oh, I think I'm a supposedly I should go dark here. It's the play. Trump dying, Trump dying, Trump needs to die now. Yep. Fire runs out. Okay, we kept the DCP. We DCP instant, we don't even get spotted. We pop Hydro now. We're gamer turning maybe. He's turning back in. I really want to shoot, man. I really want to fucking shoot. My heal is ready. I'm gonna take the chances here. Yeah, we nuked him completely. 2 citadels again and a few bomb hits. I mean, the bomb hits didn't really do that much damage. He keeps sailing flat broadside. Quick, fast heal. Very important. Another Sid and he's dead. Yo. And you also kind of dodged the salvo mostly. So, yeah, really great game, to be honest. I'm kind of confused as to how the 2 Gouden games went that well. Though I have like 160-70k average on them. The ship actually does a whole lot of damage because like you can do damage without losing HP from safe distance. With the bomb drops, actually have a lot of game impact through that. And we can check what I said. Like, it's a very opportunistic ship. You should play it around the concealment. It has very low concealment, 10.5 I think. It has half decent armor. You just gotta be careful. You gotta be really careful about HE or fire setting opponents, because you do burn down very fast and you're also HE penned on deck. It has an icebreaker. Actually, look, because of the AA damage and all the damage we did to the Trump and the cruisers, we actually ended up first with a whole lot of XP. Here we go, like, the bombs gave us an additional 42 alpha, and I mean, the fires were either, or most of them were either because of the bombs directly, 2 of them, and or the bombs triggered a DCP, and then we got a fire with the guns afterwards, which is essentially the reason why the ship isn't as bad and also does a whole lot of damage, because you can get the fires at the right time. That's the thing. Like, your guns are opportunistic AP on cruiser and close-up battleships. You do a lot of damage with these because they're like high caliber. So it's opportunistic AP, and you can get the HE in exactly when it's needed. Like, you can either go the way of getting a fire with the guns and he insta DCPs and then you have the bombs, or obviously the opposite thing where you get the DCP out with the bombs, then in the best scenario you drop the second drop on it, which is also most likely easier to hit because you already led with the first one, you kind of know what's happening. Well, and then you get HE out and also get some opportunistic fires with the guns. Obviously, there are some games where there's a very limited amount of ships that actually eat your bombs and the damage from them. Like GKs, Kremls and so on. It's not that easy to farm. There's obviously, it's easier if you have a Conqueror, Thunderer stationary, or even a Patrie that you catch. Like, that can be 50k alpha with both bomb drops and triple fire perma or something. Like, that's definitely possible. These bombs are no joke against large ships. In this game we did 28 and 30, so it was like around 60k in both games. That's, I would say, mostly the average on that ship. Maybe even a bit more. That wasn't that good of a matchmaking for the bombs. Also, people ran a lot. But yeah, that was Gouden for you. As said, like, play it around islands. It's most likely the safer choice because you have to be closer to the enemy. The other option is you go open water, use your 10 km concealment and kite pushes. Like, if the enemy team is overrunning a flank, you can stay dark. But still have them in your dropping range, so you can also, as I said, like, because you don't have to go spot it to proc DCPs, you can drop from kite, and get opportunistic fires, and then when it's actually worth it and someone procs the DCP, you can open up and trade HP. But then it's actually worth it because you have the opportunity to get double or triple permas. So yeah, mind when you shoot, mind where you sit, and be careful about what kind of ships you push into, because HE spammers is something that essentially kills you immediately. Well, that's it for me. See you in the next video, I guess.